Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos and welcome to Mythic Jadefire Masters, the third boss in the dungeon for us Horde members, second boss interestingly enough for Alliance members. This is of course my guild's first progression kill of this boss, my guild Parse Culture on Tichondrius. It took us fewer than 10 attempts I think to get this one down, so a lot less time than it took us on Grong. We ended up having a pretty easy time with this boss. I did end up deciding to go Outlaw for it. I wanted to deal more damage to the barrier at the end of the maze, and to the Spirits of Zhuan, and I felt like Outlaw would be really good at that without sacrificing too much boss damage here on the during the two-target cleave. Obviously, that is a strong spot for assassination as well. So our goal with this fight is to just kill Mestra, the monk, as soon as possible, and leave the mage alive for a while. This multi-sided strike is a really cool part and affects most people in the raid. You need to turn to each spirit as they are about to hit you. The easiest way to do that is to see which of those little 6 circles lights up, and then you have about half a second to turn to that circle. It's the order that the images appear as well. That's the other way that you can see which one it is that you need to look at. So now we get back down. This is the first set of ability overlaps downstairs. Spirits of Zhuan and living bombs that need to get killed. Spirits of Zhuan are the first priority. They do a bunch of damage to everybody. They can be stunned, however, and that's another part of the reason that I decided to play Outlaw, is because I could hit them with a big between the eyes, stun them for the full 5 seconds, and cause them to take 10% increased damage during that stun, which is really good for helping kill off those ads very easily. There are also those traps being thrown around there. Those need to be dodged. You can cloak and run into them, and they will do nothing to you, so you can clear as many as you want with cloak. Bubble and stuff behave similarly. Or you can jump in one with a defensive and then get life gripped back down, get slow falled back down, charge, heroic leap, grappling hook, shadow step. Any of these sorts of abilities can help mitigate that mechanic, so not too much to worry about. Now the bosses themselves don't do all that much. The mage fireballs and the monk hits the tank, and there's a pyroblast mechanic where you need to go and DPS through a shield on the mage to be able to then pyroblast, or to be able to interrupt the pyroblast. And the monk also has a mechanic where she'll go far away, and the tank needs to get next to her to stop her from spinning crane kicking and sending all this damage at the raid. Another nice thing about this fight is that you get a damage increase for every spirit you successfully dodge when you get sent up to that multi-sided strike. So that's a really cool part of the fight, that if you successfully execute that mechanic, you get an increased damage done for 30 seconds. Now we're here for the Ring of Hostility part of the fight. This part is really cool. Basically, there's going to be a bunch of these Ring of Pieces, and we want to get to the end of this maze. Now this Warlock Gate right there, that is the Warlock Gate you want to make, because it basically skips the whole maze. And then people need to bring these balls from throughout the maze to make this barrier attackable. And each ball you bring will make a new section of the barrier attackable, and then you'll be able to cleave onto them all. And they share health, so if you can cleave with something like Blade Flurry, you can do a ton of damage to this barrier. And I was the top damage here to the barrier with this Blade Flurry Outlaw Rogue stuff that I got going on. So that's part of the reason that I did this, because you only have a limited amount of time on Mythic to get through that before an Ox will come and make the whole ground messy and wipe the raid. So that's what you want to avoid. Meanwhile, of course, we've been focusing all of our... we've been cleaving onto both targets, but we've been focusing our damage onto the... Oh, and you see there, I looked right at that spirit and I still got hit by it. It's a little buggy. Sometimes you're going to get hit by those spirits even when you look right at them. It's really obnoxious. Anyway, here I am clearing some traps. I probably didn't need to go that far and clear those traps, but my cloak was running anyways. I figured it was a useful thing to do. We're just killing off these Spirits of Zhuan now, and you just want to focus your damage on Mestra the monk. You don't want to worry too much about the mage. The goal is you kill the monk and then the fight gets really easy thereafter, so you just pump all the damage that you have into the monk. And then eventually the fight becomes trivial. You can even kill the monk before they transition into their phoenix dragon forms, which happens eventually. So that's what our plan is here. We've got a little bit of time here before much happens. There's also some dispelling going on. There's this Rising Flames debuff that needs to get dispelled. Of course, the mage still goes and teleports away and casts Pyroblast and needs to be focused while he's doing that until he's kickable, and then he needs to be kicked. But yeah, you'll see we've got this. We've got the monk almost completely dead here now, and once we kill her, the fight. The mage is at 50%, but once we kill her, and we can kill her even there before she transforms into the dragon, then we just have to kill this the mage here in Phoenix form. Now we still are going to get a lot of these traps. These traps are kind of annoying. But other than that, there's really not anything else that happens in this fight now. There's damage, like there's the debuffs going out, there's pulsing damage on the raid, but really not the end of the world. Nothing to worry about. Once you've gotten into this phase, with everybody alive, with a bunch of mana on your healers, the boss is just going to fall over, and that's what we encountered here the first time we saw this part of the fight. It ended up being over, and the boss just dies. So that's pretty cool. Nothing else really to say on that one. So hope you've enjoyed this video. This, of course, was the third boss in dazar'alor. I plan to make one of these for each mythic boss that we defeat. Going forward, I have, all 9 of them. That's the goal, as we attempt to make it into the Hall of Fame for the 2nd tier in a row. So that's something that I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, you might enjoy some of the other content on my channel as well. Remember to like and subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. I will leave it here just to the end so you can see the boss fall over. Right here at the end. Anyways, thanks. Have a good one. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I started my outro a little early, and now I'm just past the point. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.